So it's now my pleasure to welcome back to the stage Kurek Ashley. Now, he has presented on our online stage before, but this is the first time that he is joining us live and in person. Kurek Ashley has a phenomenal story, and many of you actually heard his story back in May when he presented for us online, and would remember that he began life, well, he shared with you sort of a bit about his childhood, but his first major career was as an actor and then as a filmmaker and also a stunt person, working with people like Sylvester Stallone and Chuck Norris and many other kind of like big action stars. And through a tragic experience, he decided to take his life in a different direction. And that is what led to him discovering personal development. For many years, he worked alongside Tony Robbins, who was not the same person that he is today. There were, a few dozen people in the room at the time when Kurek worked with Tony Robbins, and he actually saw and helped that organization to grow, to serve hundreds and then thousands of people that now go along to all those events. And Kurek was actually one of the trainers and presenters for Tony Robbins for many years. But he started life in America, but has a number of years ago relocated to Australia. And one of his first, had many clients here, but a couple of his clients actually were Kerry Potthast and Natalie Cook. And they were two volleyballers that had just won silver at the Atlanta Olympics. And they decided that the next time around, they wanted to win the gold. And that was, of course, here in Sydney on Bondi Beach, not too far from here. And they realized if we're going to go from silver to gold, then we need to get a coach. And they basically hired Kurek Ashley, and he was their coach. And Kerry's actually spoken for us. So you can type in Kerry Potthast into the members area. You'll see her presentation, and in her presentation, she talks about Kurek and the mindset that she learned, and basically they applied all of these principles, and that's what helped them to win the gold at the Sydney 2000 Olympics. So you've been given a lot of knowledge, a lot of information here at this conference, and we'll continue to give you more information and more training, tomorrow and weekly at Business Blueprint. But oftentimes, what you really need is not just more knowledge, even though it is important. You also need more inspiration. And when you connect with the head and heart, you become unstoppable. And we had some big breakthroughs last night, but we wanted to finish with another big breakthrough. And some of you, not all of you, because it's not going to be possible, but some of you are going to have the opportunity to go through another process like last night, which is also very powerful. And all of you, if you're not doing the process, you get to see this process live before your very eyes. So it's going to be very exciting, very special, and we're all going to grow as people because of what we're going to learn in the next hour. So ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome to the stage, Kurek Ashley. Hey.
Yes! You guys don't even know who I am. That's great. Hi, everybody. Hey. Wait a minute, I came all the way from the Sunshine Coast. I expect a little more than that. Hi, everybody. Hey. Oh, great, just to wake it up. Yes, I know you hear my accent. I'm from East Brisbane. It's over by the Gabba there. Anyways, people think I'm a motivational speaker. I'm actually not a motivational speaker. I'm one of the best coaches on the planet. It's from the results that I produce with people and the results that I get. So how many people came because you want better results? Say yes. Yes. How many people here would like to learn how to make some more money? Say yes. Yes. How about work on your health and fitness? Yes. Your relationship? Yes. Not so keen on the relationship thing, huh? Just by a show of hands, who here has a relationship? Yes. Who wants a relationship? Who with a relationship wants to give it to someone who wants it? Very good. Now, we're going to work on all of those areas, guys, because that's called holistic success. And that means having success in all areas of your life, because really, what's the point of being rich if you're sick? What's the point of being wealthy if you're lonely? So it's really about having everything that you want. How many people saw me in May? Just so I show your hands. Great. So yes, you got it. I used to be an actor in Hollywood, did 38 motion pictures. I've worked with Stallone and Travolta and Chuck Norris and Russell Crowe and Charlie Sheen. Not really brag too much about that one anymore. But anyways, it's a job, it's a business. And, I just saw, how many people saw the documentary on Stallone on Netflix? Awesome. Matter of fact, you see my best friend and my mentor on it a lot, named John Hersfeld, who was Sly's best friend. And he called me up and he said, must be profound seeing it. And I said, yeah, I've known Sly since he's like 30 years old. And now to see him at 77, and how fast that time went. It's really amazing. So we're going to work on some strategies today and some of my other credentials. Yes, I'm a world record holder for the longest fire walk in history. I did 81 meters of 600 coals in my bare feet. Yeah, it makes me an idiot. But anyways, I don't know. Also is that I am a #1 international best-selling author. Now, this is a big deal because my father cried. He said, I didn't think you could read, let alone write. It's a true story. But it took me 4 years to write How Would Love Respond? I have testimonials from Brian Tracy, New York Times bestsellers, Anthony Robbins. Some people say it's the best personal development book they've ever read. And my experience really taught me that the fortune is always in the follow-through. Because I tried to write 2 other books before How Would Love Respond and basically babbled on paper and they never got finished and nobody's ever read them. But I didn't want to die with my music still in me. How many people here still have music in you that you want to express before the ride's over? I'd highly recommend that you get on the horse immediately because whoever promised you tomorrow can't keep that promise. And so, I hired a wordsmith to teach me how to structure, and I learned about publishing and editing and publication and media and all the rest of those things. And that's why when my book came out, within 4 hours, it took #1 on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. I had 15 bestsellers lists, and then 30 days later, hit another 10 bestsellers lists. My book's been out about 11 years now. It still sells at bestseller status. And I got to tell you, it's every day. I get cards, letters, emails, Facebook posts, people saying, man, that book changed my life, which is really the experience I wanted to have. So let's get working on some strategies for you guys today. And what I want to work on with you is the #1 thing, because I work with so many people. By the way, not only have I worked with the women's beach volleyball team, and not to correct you, Dale, they actually won bronze in Atlanta, not silver. And I took them to win the gold medals at the Sydney 2000 Olympics. And it was, gentlemen, very tough job. 2 good-looking women in bikinis. We worked on beaches around the world, and they paid me for it. Anybody want my job? Yeah. The funny thing is, being the bronze medalists, I didn't know they were bronze medalists. I didn't even know who they were. And I was on stage in Brisbane, and I said, who here remembers the person who stood on the 3rd box at the Olympics? Everybody rushed out to buy your book, thinking, oh, gee, how'd you get 3rd? Yeah. Anyways, program's over. Girl stands up. She goes, I was on the 3rd box at the Olympics. Well, and you're big, too, I can see. The girl said, no, I'm pissed off because everything you said today was true. And I worked with them for 2.5 years. But that same year, I worked with the Brisbane Broncos. They won a premiership. They had their best season in their history. Only lost 1 game, won a premiership. Obviously, I've not worked with them since. I've worked with the Sydney Dragon Boat Racing team, golfers, swimmers, you name it. Every team wins because I cheat. I choose winners. And a winner is a person who's willing to do what average people aren't willing to do. Not know, but do. How many people here would like to lose some weight? Like a good amount of weight? Yes, ma'am, in red. What's your name? Louise. Louise. Hi, Louise. How much would you like to lose? How much?
About 50 kilos.
50 kilos. And how long have you wanted to lose that? That's not actually a time, ma'am. I'm not going to say I'm a man. I'm not going to say, well, that was a long time ago. So, thank you. So, no, that's, ma'am.
I'm really, really sorry I put my hand.
No, don't be sorry, ma'am, because this is not a stand-up comedy routine. I'm not going to heckle you. So you want to lose 50 kilos. How long have you wanted to lose it?
At least 20 years.
20 years. I don't think your mic's on, but it's okay. And so to lose the weight, what is your strategy? Exercise and eat better quality of food, smaller portions of food. Great. So how many people here in the room understand if you want to lose weight or help somebody lose weight, eat better quality food, smaller portions of food, and exercise regularly? How many people got that? Great. Everybody knows that. Do you know that 70% of the planet right now is now deemed as obese? 70%. In the States, they're now passing laws that obesity is going to be listed as a disease. And they're saying it's hereditary. But the funny thing is, if you take a photo of the beach, like in 1980s or 70s, people were all rocked out and in shape. And those people that were saying it's hereditary, well, those were your parents who were on stage. So everybody knows what to do. By the way, Australia took a record, which is now known as the fattest country in the world. At least we beat the Americans at something. Yes! So we all know what to do. We're just not doing what we know. Does it make sense? And so it's in the doing that we develop, not the knowing. By the way, ma'am, because you took action, I'm going to give you a copy of my best-selling book. See, because remember, people who are willing to do what average people don't do get rewarded. There you go, Louise. Give her a big round of applause. I'm going to take the stairs so I don't hurt myself, climbing back up. So we all know what to do. Now, here's the thing, guys. Pardon my language for a second, because I don't really swear on stage, because my mom, I'll tell you a funny story. I was in Long Beach, California. My mom came to see me speak for the first time. It was all 65 to 85-year-old women. There was about 350 women in the audience. It's an empowerment group. They get together. They have this big fancy lunch. They bring a speaker on stage, and I'm getting all passionate talking about it. And I said, sometimes in life, you got to say, what the fuck, and you got to go for it. And then I'm thinking, oh, I did not just say that. And I can see the looks on the people's face, and they go, oh, you just said that. And so I said, look, ladies, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be vulgar. I wasn't picking on you, or I wasn't trying to be obnoxious. And one woman raises her hand. Now, of course, as a speaker, you're trying to look the other way, like, I'm not, but I know I got a call on her. So, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. She goes, hey, you got to let me finish. You got to let me speak. Yes, ma'am. So she stands up. She goes, you know what? I'm 85 years old. And for a lot of you women in this room who are 60, 65, you're young to me. And you know what I just learned today? It's what the fuck. Like, what the fuck? Why aren't I using my best cologne every day? And why aren't I using my best China every day? What the fuck? So she goes, I want to hear you say it. And her whole audience, what the fuck? What the fuck? And my mom yells out, I didn't teach him how to speak like that. Right? But you know what? And then I was standing at the door as everybody's leaving, and women are, what the fuck? Thank you. That woman taught it right back to me, though. It is what the fuck. Why aren't we living our best life every day today? See, because when you do, your brain links up pleasure to what you're doing, right? And it's going to want to do more of it automatically. So the number one key distinction between successful people and the masses, because we all go through the same shit. Everybody went through COVID. Whether you got it or not, we all had to deal with it. If Melbournians got it the worst. They got a prison sentence out of it. 2 years of lockdown. I live on a farm on the Sunshine Coast, so people ask me what it was like to be isolated. I go, I didn't even know anything changed. But it's, we all went through the global financial crisis. By the way, they gave it a cool acronym, the GFC. And people were freaking out and losing their businesses and jumping out windows and killing themselves. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, more people have died from KFC than GFC. But I don't see people freaking out over the kernel, right? So the thing is that we all go through the same shit, but successful people, we learn how to manage it differently. So, by the way, when people were selling off their businesses cheaper or selling off their homes cheaper because they were freaking out, we were buying them. Why? Discount on homes today, discount on businesses today. So as you see, we all go through the same stuff. By the way, I have one sister, who hasn't talked to me in over 20 years because she's pissed off I'm successful. Because I'm also known in my family, I have 5 brothers and a sister, and I'm known as the weird one. I'm the weird. Who here is the weird one in your family? You should celebrate that. See, because if it was easy for me to stay at home, I might have stayed there and never found myself. But my 5 brothers and my sister never liked me because I'm the weird one, right? But I've also done things that they've never done. And I've achieved things I've never done. So, you always get what you ask for, and it rarely comes in the package you thought it was supposed to show up in, right? So we're going to work on some real strategies today. And so in order to be successful in life, you have to be great at this. Who is excited? Yes! Yes, and it's not what you think. I know after I said what the F, you guys are thinking, this guy's got like a one-track mind. No, in order to be successful in life, you got to have strength. You got to be strong. Because when you're strong, you can be a free thinker. I mean, think about, again, COVID for a second. It didn't make sense that vaxxers were pissed off at anti-vaxxers when you were vaccinated. That didn't make any sense. Well, I can still catch it. I can still spread it, but I'm vaccinated. Well, Judge Judy always says, who's, by the way, one of my mentors, she says, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But you just got to be a free thinker. By the way, they wanted us fighting amongst each other so that we're not paying attention to what they're doing. It's like a magic trick. It's deflection. So you got to be strong, because when you're strong, you don't buy into the hallucination that the outside world dictates how you think and feel. In Singapore, I sold out the indoor stadium. I was kind of an unknown in those days. Sold it out. Got home, the promoter stopped payment on my check in those days and ripped me off for $250,000 cash. Was I pissed off?
Yes.
No. Because you may get my money, but you don't get my happiness. They're not connected. Buddha said there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. I was grateful. People go, why were you grateful getting ripped off? I wasn't grateful for getting ripped off. I was grateful that you can rip me off for $250,000 because I used to live in my car in Los Angeles. I'm at that level now where you can rip me off at that level. And I'm still having a good life. Because being pissed off is not going to get your money back. So guess what, though? If you focus backwards, you're going to create limited. If you focus forward, you can create limitless. I just focus forward. Since then, I've made $14 million. They could have made a lot of money if they wanted to rip me off. But that's what happens. And it's life. Not everybody plays the game the way you play it. Not everybody does the things that you do. I love how you guys are just leaving the timer at 1 hour, because I'm going to keep going. And I see Dale up there with a rifle. Go ahead, make my day, punk. He's going to. I went to 2 seconds. Thank you. It's great. I shouldn't have said anything. So you got to be strong, ladies and gentlemen. And there's 4 main muscle groups that you have to strengthen. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Those are your 4 main muscle groups, and you have to be strong in all those areas because the weak link of the chain will give up the whole chain. So in order to be strong, you have to exercise. I told you this wasn't what you thought it was, right? You have to exercise. So what's the exercises for physical? Move your body. What's that? Sex. I'm single now. Chick-tick-dow-pow, wah-wah-wah. I guess it was when I used to dance at Chippendales, it's finally paying off. But the thing is that you have to exercise. So what's the exercises? Well, yes, actually, sex is a great exercise. It's one of my favorites. All right. Sound guys are getting all turned on, Hey. It'd be nice if they were wearing pants. I don't know. So, move your body. By the way, if sports, dancing, walking, sex, move. And also, obviously, water intake and eating regime. We all got that, right? Mental, it's a powerful muscle, right? Wherever your head goes, your body follows. So, what's some of the things you can do? Go to workshops, listen to audio programs, read books. I know a great one. How would love respond? Always keep your brain active. By the way, science is telling us these days that people who actively work on their brains have less chance of getting dementia or Alzheimer's. Because if you're building it and making it stronger, how's it going to decay? Either in life you evolve or you dissolve. You either grow or you decay. Nothing stays the same. So I'm always working on it. First thing I do when I get up in the morning is I work on myself, because you're going to have an empty tank when you wake up, you got to make sure the tank's filled up with feeling good, feeling loved, feeling grateful, all the rest of those things. Because when you walk out the door, if you have an empty tank, don't be surprised people throw their garbage in there. And you'll notice that everything gets to you when you walk out the door that way. But when your tank's filled up and you're feeling great, but also is in my car, what I do is I listen to audio programs and the rest of that stuff. I don't want to listen to the news. Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, said you have to be the guardian at the gate. You got to decipher what you allow in or not. Those wrong thoughts will create chaos and havoc to your life. Right? So you got to make that strong, mental, emotional, one of the most powerful muscles we have. Why? Because we're emotional creatures, we're not rational creatures. If we were rational, nobody'd be in prison. I remember Chappelle Corby, she's in Bali, she's on trial, right? The rest of that stuff. And then you got the Bali 9, who's strapping drugs to their body and making 4 or 5 trips doing it. That's not rational when you're getting paid $20,000. A couple of them got the firing squad, a bunch of them got life in prison. That's not rational, that's emotional. You know, when I was speaking in Kuwait, they drove me by this building. I said, oh, what's that, like a government office? They go, that's where they do public beheadings. I go, I have to still do that. And they go, oh yeah, it's like a big spectacle. Everybody turns out like a sporting event. And I go, what do you get your head chopped off for? They said, pedophile, murder, or drug smuggling. I said, well, obviously there's no drugs. And they go, oh yeah, they're real prevalent. Why? Oh, the money's great. That's not rational, right? So what are the exercises for this, right? Well, number 1, hang out with positive, happy, successful people. Quit hanging out with pissed off, angry, negative people, your family. Just because you pop out of the same womb doesn't mean you're going to be the best of friends with those people. My sister, she's been pissed off for 20 years at me. Nothing happened. She's just pissed off because the weird one got successful. The weird one hangs out with Sylvester Stallone and John Travolta, and that was supposed to happen. But see, 2 unhappy people will never create happiness. She can be unhappy by herself. I love her. I wish her all the very best, but that's life. By the way, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. Neither is anybody. So, you know, hang out with positive, happy, successful people. Move your body. Emotion creates emotion. So I'll tell you, let's say you're having the worst day of your life. It's terrible. It's a terrible day. You're just really feeling bad. You're down in the dumps. I'll give you one strategy that will change your life immediately. Who wants to learn it? Say yes. Yes. All right, here you are down in the dumps. You're feeling terrible, right? And here you do this. Try it. When you skip, it's impossible to be in a bad mood. See, by the way, a lot of you guys are smiling, seeing me skip, right? And you might go, well, I feel stupid skipping down the street. You know, people, okay, those people you're worried about, you got to be free of the good opinion of other people. You know, the people who made success in life, we've always been picked on by the masses. Why? Because we're the weird ones, because we think differently, we act differently, and we produce results the average people don't get. By the way, it's the minority on the planet that changes the world. It's the majority that waits for it to be changed. It's called victim mentality. Right? I love the COVID thing. I have an 11-year-old son. Took me 50 years to get ready to have kids. It was my mom. She was dying of cancer. And her last words, I was in an emergency room with her, with my second wife. By the way, I've taken all 3 of my wife's fire walking. That's probably why I'm single. But my second wife was in the emergency room with my mom and I, and she opened her eyes after being unconscious for about 6 hours and said, "Have babies." I go, now? Like, what, now? You got to bring this up again? I said, Mom, this time in the hospital, you made me ready. I actually had this conversation with myself. She said, we got to have kids, Kurek. All your brothers and sisters have kids, but you, that crazy energy of yours, you've always had it. I've always wanted to meet your kids. I said, well, then you got to stay around to meet them. And she goes, don't piss me off, just have them. Calm down, right? I said, I promise you, Mom, I love you. My mom closed her eyes, went to sleep, never gained consciousness. We're on our way back to LA to go to Australia. I got to LA, my brother Jeff called me, said, whatever you and Mom talked about, that was our last conversation. Came home 2 weeks later, got my wife pregnant, one try, because I just get the job done. No, the reason is, what's that? No. Well, I'll tell you, the funny part of the story is my wife already knew she was leaving the relationship, and she gave me my son anyways, because she knew that if it wasn't her, it probably wouldn't happen for me. And I will always love her and be grateful for that and we have an amazing son. We're great friends, great parents, and the rest of those things I will always be indebted to her because my son's by far the most successful thing I've ever done and the biggest accomplishment I've ever done. And the other thing is that who's the toughest person on the planet? What's that person's name? Mom. See, I watched my son right now, 16 hours of labor, and she's doing this drug-free. That's after all the months of carrying that bad boy, right? 16 hours of labor, and then here comes Stewie's head coming out of a part of her body that used to be the size of an eye socket. He put his fist next to his head and decided to go back to back with her, which, now, by the way, she's doing this drug-free. I'm asking the midwife for the drugs. I'm like, my back's killing me, waiting for this bad boy. Come on, give me a joint or something. I was turned down. Then, the moment that baby comes out, mom makes eye contact with her. She goes from unbelievable pain to unconditional love in a millisecond. By the way, gentlemen, if this came out of our butt, we would never eat solid food again. We'd be on water for the rest of our lives, and we would hate the kid. But she taught us right from the beginning transformation, that you can take the worst experience of your life and turn it into most powerful through unconditional love. Right? So there's 3 strategies you want to put in place here for your emotions. Number 1, P, posture. Right? Change your posture, you'll change the way you feel. Everybody stand up for a second, real quick. Everybody stand the way you'd stand if you were depressed right now. Put the look you'd have on your face if you were depressed right now. Breathe the way you'd breathe if you were feeling terrible. Ma'am, that smile on your face is sure screwing up your depression thing. It's okay. How you feeling on a scale of 1 to 20, 20 be the best, 1 being the worst? How you feeling right now? Yell it out.
4.
Yeah, about a 4. Okay, stand the way you stand if you were feeling unstoppable and powerful. Breathe the way you'd breathe if you were unstoppable and powerful. Put that look you'd have on your face if you knew you could do anything. How you feeling now? See how fast it is. Now, by the way, I didn't tell you how to stand. I told you to stand in a certain emotional state, and everybody knew what that was. That's what skipping is, by the way. It's a posture. It's a physiology. So have a seat feeling great. 2, P. Second is F, focus. Change what you focus on. You'll change how you feel. So one of the most magical questions you can ever ask that will change your life is, what's great about this? My father, I'm my dad's only child. My mom raised 7. She was more friendly. My mom was like Zsa Zsa Gabor. If it was a man, she's marrying him. You didn't have to know his name or anything. The thing is that my dad was my hero. And my dad was shoveling snow in Chicago. It's very common for people to have heart attacks shoveling snow. It's heavy, it's a lot of work. And he had a heart attack. When they were working on him for the heart attack, they said he needs open heart surgery. As they gave him open heart surgery, they found out he had cancer. They thought he was going to be fine. Then all of a sudden it's terminal. They gave him 6 months to live. I'm talking to my dad every single day, all the way since the heart attack. And then I got a call, and by the way, Carrie Pothurst and I, one of the beach volleyball players, we were going to be in Sydney for the Today Show, and the next day I was going to fly home to Chicago. I just talked to my dad that morning, and all of a sudden I get a call from a hospice nurse saying, and by the way, this is 3 days after they diagnosed him with cancer. They gave him 6 months to live. He made it 3 days. And I got a call from the hospice nurse saying, your dad's not going to make it tonight. I said, ma'am, I just talked to my dad a few hours ago. He's Superman. It's my dad. He's fine. He's just tired. She said, no, sir, I'm a hospice nurse. I see this all the time. Your dad's not going to make it. I said, let me talk to him. She said he's too weak. And I said, ma'am, he doesn't need to speak. He needs to hear me. They put the phone next to his head. I said, Dad, it's me. I will always love you. I will always make you proud. Don't suffer. Don't suffer, Dad. Let go. Go to peace. My dad smiled, he closed his eyes, and passed away. They called me 5 minutes later. They said, whatever you said to your dad, he passed away, and that was it. I asked, what's great about this? My dad died when I was 44, not 4 years old. My dad and I had a great relationship. My dad didn't suffer. I never saw my dad sick. If I would have made it home, that would have been great too. I didn't make it home, but a lot of people wear that. I couldn't make it home in time, whatever. That's life. I thought I had 6 months. I didn't. My dad took me out of the will. People, what's great about that? Because my stepmom told me. I said, what's great about that is my dad knew I'm a success. I didn't need his money. It's the ultimate compliment. My dad knew going to the grave that he had raised a great son. See, what's great about that will change your life because it's going to change your focus. A question changes your focus. You can ask that in any situation. What's great about this? Another powerful question is, how would love respond? The reason the book's written is because it was that question that wrote the whole book. How would love respond? The Bible says, I'm not religious. My mom was Jewish, my dad was Christian. I was just really confused. The Bible says, if you do not know love, you do not know God, because God is love, the most powerful force in the universe. And identity, it's the most powerful thought you can have because it's your identity that creates your beliefs. It's your beliefs that become your behaviors. It's your behaviors that become your actions, and your actions create your results. So imagine if you identified yourself as love, the most powerful force in the universe, how would love respond? Would love allow you to stay in a toxic relationship, an abusive relationship? No, because love doesn't tolerate. My first wife had about 40 affairs on me, I found out. The last one, she got pregnant with my best friend. Obviously, it wasn't my best friend, but, somebody had to introduce him to my wife. I don't care. The thing is that, again, people love making it about themselves. Oh, he cheated on me. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't cheat. That's all I can do is control myself. I can't control other people. So that's all I do is I work on myself. And so in the settlement, I gave her more than she asked for. And she said, why are you doing it? I said, because I wrote the book. How would love respond? Love would want you to have a good head start. I am Kurek Ashley. I want you to have a good head start. I don't want you looking over and go, no, Kurek got everything. I got ripped off, blah, blah. I go, I'll make it again. If I don't, I shouldn't be a success coach. I'm okay. I'm good. So what's great about this, or how would love respond? Love doesn't tolerate. My second wife, I said, you cheat once, we're done. She said, but Marie had like 40. I said, right there, it probably should have raised some flags, right? The second wife didn't cheat. The thing, though, is I said I elevated my own self-love. See, that's what it's all about. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, every issue you have in your lifetime is a self-love issue. When you elevate your self-love, and by the way, if you want to be one with your Creator, since God is love, that would be through self-love, because then you're one with the source. One with the source, one with the source, right? And so it's elevating your self-love, because love wouldn't smoke cigarettes, and love wouldn't allow yourself to be broke, and love wouldn't want you to stress out over stuff. Love wants you to be happy and wants everybody else to be happy as well. So emotional. And then G, P, F, G is gratitude. Fill your heart with gratitude every day, and it's easy to stay in a great mood. And that's the first thing I do is I get up every morning and I ask, what am I grateful for today? I live on the Sunshine Coast. I've been in Australia 25 years. Nobody shot at me once. I can't say that about LA, right? The thing is that, gratitude. I don't care if you're grateful that you have a booger in your nose. At least you have a nose. At least you have a finger to pick it with, right? Be grateful. Your very worst day in life is other people's very best. I worked with a girl here. They had me at the Children's Royal Hospital Burn Unit camp in Brisbane, right? Kind of weird that you have a firewalk instructor at a burn unit camp, and no, I didn't send anybody there. But this girl was burned on 98% of her body. Her face was like Freddy Krueger, hair gone, scar tissue, body scar. She had one finger and one thumb left on one hand. You spend one moment in that girl's shoes, you go next to her, I got no problems. My good friend Kathy Buckley, the deaf comedian, she was born deaf. They put her in school for mental retarded kids because they couldn't figure out why she was doing so bad. Finally, they gave her a hearing test, found out she's deaf, and she said, and you thought I was stupid? She got raped by her father 8 years. Every night he came in and raped her. In her early 20s, she got cancer and lived somehow. In her late 20s, she was suntanning on a beach. The lifeguard didn't see her, drove the truck, rode over the top of her, wheel went across her face, and killed her. When she was brought back to life by the paramedics, she was paralyzed from the waist down. When you meet Kathy Buckley, you go next to her, I got no problems. Would you put your life on a ticket, put it in a big hopper with everybody else's life, and randomly draw out another one and go, oh. See, when you fill your heart with gratitude, by the way, gratitude is the way you tell your Creator, thank you for all that I've gotten and I'm ready for some more. If you don't have gratitude, the Creator says, why would I give you anything else when you don't appreciate what I've already given you, which is everything. That's why I'm even grateful when I got ripped off. Because you're not going to get my happiness. Nobody gets my happiness. I don't care where I am. I'm still happy. I would tell a story in my book where John Travolta, I was doing my first movie ever in 1983 called Two of a Kind with John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, who Olivia was amazing to work with. John's awesome. He's one of the nicest guy ever. And John and I became great friends on the set. And he said, hey, Kurek, let's go out to dinner on Saturday. I said, yeah, great. I'll meet you at the restaurant. He goes, no, I'll pick you up. He goes, you can't live too far. I always see you bicycling to the set every day. I said, John, I live in the Hotel Cadillac. And he goes, what? I said, yeah, I told him the streets. He goes, that's a residential neighborhood. That's no hotels. And I go, oh, you'll see it tomorrow. Anyways, stretch limousine comes around. I'm standing on the street. He goes, gets out of the car and he goes, where's this hotel you live in? I go, I'm leaning on it. 1972 Coupe de Ville Cadillac. It's not even a mobile home. It's broken down for about 6 months now. He goes, you're not homeless. And I go, would you like a tour? And he goes, yeah, okay. So I put him in the back seat. There's my blankets, my pillow. I said, this is my bedroom. Walked him to the front seat. He goes, what room's this? I go, my entertainment center. See, there's a radio and a dashboard, big screen TV, called the windscreen. I brought him around to the boot. I go, this is my wardrobe. You probably don't want to see the bathroom. But he goes, I can't believe you're homeless. You got such a great attitude. You're in shape, the rest of the stuff. I said, John, I'm grateful. At least I have a car to sleep in, because you sleep next to cars, dogs pee on you. At least I have a Cadillac I can stretch out. And John, you know what? The thing is, and he offered me a room in his mansion up in Mulholland Drive. And I said, John, you're going to teach me how to get weak. I got to learn how to get out of this situation. I want to be too bad being roommates with John Travolta, right? But I said, I can't do it, man. And I found my way out of that situation, obviously. Right? Gratitude. Fill your heart with gratitude. Hang out with positive, happy, successful people. Move your body. The last one is called spiritual, right? Spiritual is not religion. Spiritual is self-love, right? If you do not know God, you do not know love. If you do not love, you do not know God, because God is love. So you got to elevate your self-love. So what's the strategies for that? Number one is stop criticizing yourself. Instead, acknowledge yourself for everything you're doing approximately right. Acknowledge yourself for everything you're doing approximately right. So if you want to lose some weight, the first gram you lose, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Now, you think, it's American rah-rah. No, it's linking up pleasure in your brain to the activities you're doing, so your brain goes, this feels great, I want to do more of it, and we'll start picking up steam. Dog does a trick, give him a treat. Dog does a trick, give him a treat. Pretty soon the dog wants to do the trick because it's getting a treat. It's the same process. But if you're like, oh, God, I thought I'd lose more. I'm not losing enough. Well, your brain's linking up pleasure, and then you self-sabotage because your brain thinks that what you're doing is going to keep bringing you pain. Who here has ever self-sabotaged? Right? That's what's happening. You got to link up pleasure to it, massive pleasure. By the way, if you put 15 scoops of sugar in your tea, you just got some sweet tea. Put 1 drop of poison in there, you're dead. Negative energy is a much heavier, denser energy than positive energy is. Gentlemen, if you have a partner in your life, I'm sure you've had this experience. Do 24 wonderful things, do 1 screwed up thing, and it wipes out all the good stuff you've ever done. They don't remember the good stuff. They're like, there was no good stuff. So the thing is that positive energy, you gotta keep it in there, but it's like growing beautiful fruits and vegetables, and then you're spraying weed killer on it. Acknowledge yourself for everything you're doing approximately right. And then last but not least is excitement. You got to do it with passion and enthusiasm. Wallace D. Wattles, who wrote the book, The Science of Getting Rich in 1907, he said that getting rich or enriched, by the way, the book was originally designed to be personal development. Nobody wanted personal development. He put money in the title, it became a bestseller. And there's only one formula, by the way, for anything you want to achieve. It's all the same formula. And we talked about that on May. If you guys remember my presentation, I actually gave you the formula. I'm hoping it's on the website for you guys, or maybe Dale edited me off because I sucked. But anyways, no, I'm kidding. I don't know. The thing is that, and that's why he has me back. No, the thing is that he said that getting rich is not the result of doing certain things. It's doing things in the certain way. The certain way he's talking about is passion and enthusiasm. Anything you've been great at in life, it's the stuff you're passionate about. The word enthusiasm, the root word of it is entheos. It's a Greek word. It means the God within. You got more power on your side when you're enthusiastic. So you got to do these things. By the way, you can do all of them at once. You could be in the gym, have headphones on, listening to personal development, learning about business, language, whatever that is, right? You're moving your body, you're doing mental stuff, you're feeling great, and you're doing self-love because you're working on yourself. You can do all these things at once. And some people go, you mean I could do this every day? Well, I see you doing all this stuff that pisses you off and ruins your life every day, and I don't see you pissed off about that. My brother Steve's 3 years older than me, right? He's 5'7". He's an ex-Marine. He has a condition known as Napoleonic complex. That's short man's disease, right? Now, 5'7" doesn't make you short. He just thinks that he's short, so he's always overcompensating. So my affectionate term for him is I call him the Chihuahua. See, because, you got the big German Shepherd, and you're pulling on his ears and his tails, and he's just going to woof, woof, doesn't care. Little Chihuahua, arr, 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 arr. He just won't shut up, right? So my brother Steve, in Chicago, when you go out, you dress up nice. You can't wear board shorts and thongs. They won't let you in a club or a restaurant. You're just not allowed in. You got to dress up in Chicago, right? It's a classy city. And so we're dressed up. We're walking down the street. 3 guys are coming down the sidewalk. We're going down this way. My brother shoulders a guy purposely. Now it's on. I go, Steve, I'm not fighting over this, but I can't shut him up. He's a Chihuahua. So I go to these 3 guys. I go, gentlemen, I apologize. My brother's a Chihuahua. I can't shut him up. How if I buy you a beer? And the guy goes, hey, punk, I screwed your mom. What do you think of that? Oh, here we go. I said, look, my mom's like 68 years old. She needs some sex. Give it to her again, would you? And he goes, you are so sick, I can't even. He actually laughed so hard. He goes, that was the funniest comeback ever. He goes, you didn't break stride. He goes, I apologize for the mom comment. You wouldn't mind if I use that one sometimes, do you? And I go, well, as long as you don't use my mom, I'm cool. So he goes, how about if I buy you a beer? So me and my Chihuahua, him and his 2 friends, we go and have a beer. He put a couple beers in the Chihuahua. Now he's hanging on a big guy with his business card. Call me, man. We should hang out. Manage how you think and feel. Because when you do, you can cut through it all. Because by the way, guys, you're in a business program right now. I'm guessing you guys are in business. If you think business and life's not going to challenge you, that's not right. Life is not fair. Quit trying to make it fair. It's not. It never has been fair. If you read the Bible, nothing's changed in 2,000 years. Some people get it, most people don't. Right? But life doesn't turn out the way that it should. It turns out the way that it does. So it comes down to what do you do with it that creates the experience that you get. And the last strategy I want to share with you is, it's very easy. And that is you got to let it go. You got to let it go. If you don't say, let it go, I'm done, it means you're complacent and you're allowing it to keep happening, but you go, I'm done. So after the helicopter crash that I was in, that Dale was referring to, is I was on a Chuck Norris film and 5 of my friends died. My buddy was 29 years old, I was 27, he was on fire when I carried him out and he died in my arms on the way to the hospital. I lost 5 of my friends that day. For 2.5 years, I had a .357 Smith & Wesson pistol in my mouth. Every night with the barrel in my mouth, finger on a trigger, counting myself down. Thank God I'm not a success at everything in life, right? Cocaine up my nose and weed and cigarettes and booze. I wasn't partying. I was trying to take myself off the planet, right? But the thing is that I learned how to just go, I'm done. I'm done. I cut a line in the sand with a broom pole in my backyard in California. I said, once I separate this line, I'm done. I gave up cocaine. I gave up cigarettes. I gave up alcohol abuse. I gave all my guns away. Not to just people wandering down the street. I gave away to gun collectors, and I'm done. And my life today is a byproduct of the decision of saying, I'm done. So I'd like 5 volunteers. Yes, ma'am. Don't raise your hand and then put it back down. Yes. All right, come on. Yes. 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 Who else? Yes, sir. Oh, I'll take 2. It's both of you guys. Come on. Come on up. Give them a round of applause. A real hand. Wake it up. Wake it up. All right. That's all right. Oh, if you guys just, here, let me pull this out for you guys first. Everybody up here first?
Oh, no.
That was my Ming Dynasty vase. Hey, yo, you know, I'm a little punchy right now, you know. Here we go. Oh, no, you can't sit down now. You already said you're up here. Okay, here we go. Oh, you guys can take your shoes off.
Oh, dude.
Oh, wait. That one's really sharp. So we'll put that right in the center. All right, here we go. No music, please, no music. So the thing, guys, is about learn how to let go and just relax and breathe through it. See, because what happens is we tense up in life, right? And when we tense up, you know, everything hits us hard. But it's learn about how to be flexible. Bruce Lee said, be the water. Take the shape of what you get poured into. So here we go. I guess you're going first. Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to hold my hand just for balance.
Yeah.
It's okay. I want you to take your time, but here's the thing. What's your name?
Jay.
Love the haircut.
Thanks, man.
If we put our heads together, make a perfect asset of ourselves. So the thing, it's aerodynamic. So the thing is, I want you to think about who are you on this side of the glass and who are you going to become on that side, right? So Napoleon said, I only see my outcomes and my obstacles will give way. Just let it go. Take a deep breath. Hold my hand just for balance, and I want you to put each step with certainty. Just put it down. It's right. Breathe. 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 Just breathe. No, just breathe. Let it go. Breathe. Breathe. I got you. Breathe. 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 It's okay. It's okay. I got you. You're really inspiring the rest of the group. Breathe. 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 Let me hear you breathe. Breathe. One more step. You're off. Okay. Lift up your feet for a second. Lift up your feet. That's all right. Lift up your feet. No, so I can brush them off in case you got any slivers on there. Great.
Fine. Thank you.
All right, stay on stage though. Don't go. What's your name, ma'am?
Maureen.
Maureen. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Let it go. Take a step. Lift your feet up. Lift your feet up. It's okay. Just let it go. Let it go. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. One more step. You're off. There you go. Step off. Okay, feet up. Feet up so I can brush them off. Okay, other one. What's your name?
Brendan.
Brendan. Here, buddy. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Take your time. Enjoy the ride. There you go. Feet up so I can brush them off. Okay, other one. Oop. Oh, you're trying to steal a piece. Here you go, buddy. Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, who's up? What's your name, sir?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah, this is my worst nightmare.
What's that?
Literally my worst fear is like glass.
Breathe, breathe. Let me hear you breathe. Breathe. Let me hear it. Lift your feet up. Lift your feet up. I got you. There you go. There you go, buddy. Lift your feet up. Okay, other one. Oh, there you go. Hey, congratulations. Hey, if you can do that, you can probably do anything, right? Here we go. Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
You came up just for the sex, didn't you? All right, here we go. Sorry. Okay, I want you to breathe. Think about who you're going to become on that side. All your goals and dreams are sitting for you. Take a deep breath, lift your feet up, breathe. Let me hear you breathe. Take your time, take your time. Take your time. Okay, there you go, lift up. Oop. Okay, other foot, other foot. Yep. All right. Who's up? What's your name?
Marguerite.
Marguerite. Okay. Take a deep, let me hear you breathe. Here we go. Breathe. And put each step with certainty, just like walking through life. Walk with certainty. Walk with certainty. There you go. There you go. Okay, lift your feet up. Lift your feet up. Okay, other foot. Yep. Give her a round of applause. Everybody else. Here we go. What's your name?
Rosemary.
Rosemary. Okay, I want you to think about who are you on this side and who are you becoming on that side. Take a deep breath and let it go. Let it go. Just breathe. Let it go. Good. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, lift your feet up. Okay, other foot. All right, now I have a copy of my book for you guys. I think we should have enough. Here we go. Because people who take action get rewarded. And if not, we have some on the, if I run out of copies up here, I have some on the table.
Thank you, mate.
I have one on the table in the back. Can we get her a book, please? It's over there. It's over there. Here she comes. I just wanted to see you come to the stage, that's all.
Kurek, can we do one more person?
I can, hey,
That would be
Dale
great.
Beaumont. I can do anything you want.
I'd like to invite Julius up, who's traveled here for the first time outside of the Philippines. Both of his two managers and bosses are right here.
Thank you.
And this represents all of our amazing staff that we have, and it's going to show courage to everyone else.
Yeah, you go, I don't want to tear up my Nike. From the Philippines, sir?
Yeah.
I've eaten balut.
You eat?
Oh, yeah.
How's it?
I hated it. It's like a duck egg very close to hatching. It's like, quack, quack. No, I mean, no, it's not that close to hatching. All right.
Bill, I eat balut.
You ate balut? Yeah. I met President Aquino.
Yeah?
Yeah. She kicked me out of the White House. But anyways, here we go. So I want you to think about who you're on this side, who you're going to be on that side, and walk with certainty. Just breathe. Let me hear you breathe. There you go. Take your time. Take your time. It's not a trap. There you go, buddy. There you go. God bless. Give him a round of applause. Come on. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Now, you got to see, when you fly with this on the planes, they when you go through luggage, you know, go up to the counter, they say, we're going to have to mark that as fragile. I go, but it's already broken. We still got to mark it as fragile, sir. Okay, anyways. You know, you got your policy. Great. So there you go. We'll get that out of the way. So who learned some stuff today? Right? So the thing, guys, is this. Is always take care of yourself first, right? That's what they say in the plane. Put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help somebody else out. The first thing I do every morning when I wake up is I have my morning power questions, right? I ask them first thing in the morning, what am I grateful for today, right? If you have a partner in your life, what do I love more about my partner today than I did yesterday? Now, you can put their name in there, obviously. Me, I would have to keep changing it every time I get married. My son, I was dating somebody, and he said, Dad, you guys gonna get engaged? I go, no, buddy, I don't get engaged to everybody I date. He goes, sure, it looks like it. Thanks, buddy. So the thing is that put your partner in there, because how many people here ever realize that when you're dating and then you move in with each other, the rules have changed? See, because when you're first dating and her clothes are all over the floor, that's a good thing because you were getting some, right? But when you're moved in with each other, now they're a slob, right? See, when you first date the person, you're focusing on everything you like about the person. Then when they move in, you start focusing on everything you don't like, and all of a sudden people are breaking up and they go, I don't know what I ever saw in that person. But if you keep evolving the love, you keep growing the love, you'll keep feeling it. And so I asked this about my son. What do I love more about my son today than I did yesterday? And that's what, people, we just came back from the States, I was doing a TV show. They're doing a TV show on me called The Transformer, because I have helped people cure themselves of cancer, Tourette syndrome, schizophrenic. I harmonized her into one person in 5.5 hours. She was 7 diagnosed personalities. 20 years later, she's still one person. A guy a couple years ago with Tourette syndrome. Every couple that's ever been told it's impossible to have children that I've worked with all have kids. Some have asked me, how do you turn it off? Because I have screaming kids now. I go, I don't teach that thing. People cure themselves of cancer, the rest of those things. And so, they had my son sit in for lighting, and then they mic'd him up and said, we'd like you to interview your dad. And both of us were going to take him back, and they gave my son direction, and he was so great that I almost forgot to answer questions. I was just staring at him in awe, And then the producer came up and she goes, man, to see how much you love your son and your relationship. That's because every day I'm asking myself, what do I love more about him today than I did yesterday? And then also the last question would be what do you love more about myself today than I did yesterday? See, because you might realize that you're kinder to total strangers than you are to yourself. You're easier on total strangers than you are to yourself. Well, you got to stop the criticism and start acknowledging yourself. See, because how many people here have ever done anything bad? By the way, if you're not raising your hand, lying is bad, right? We've all done inappropriate stuff, but guess what? The Creator gave us, if the Creator wanted us to be perfect, the Creator would have made us that way. And what, the Creator makes a mistake and wouldn't fix it? It was called evolution. It would all have been fixed. We'd all be perfect all the time. What a boring life. But this is where we evolve. It's your good judgment that comes from bad judgment. It's stuff that you did earlier on that wasn't so appropriate that you learned how to be a better person, right? So it's our imperfectness that makes us perfect human beings. So forgive yourself. Look yourself in the mirror every day, and for 30 seconds, convince that person in the mirror that you love them. First, you're going to hate Kurek Ashley. You're going to be pissed off at me. How idiot, this thing feels stupid. And then you're going to cry, and there's all kinds of stuff. And all it is toxins coming out. You're just pumping out the sludge, the negative sludge. Just let it go out. Pretty soon, you'll be filling yourself up with love again, and you'll feel great, and it's going to change your life. Right? So a couple things. I'm not here to really sell it to you. It's just that my team gave you guys a Christmas special with my book. By the way, it's $30. I'm in the back. Sign them if you want. If you buy more than one book, as everybody always does, because they want to give them away, I made it less expensive for you. If you buy 3 books, it's only $25 each. 4 books, $23 each. 5 books, $21 each. There is the audio and the ebook. There's my big advertisement for you. And who would like some free training from me? The rest of you guys? Nah, he sucks. Anyways, it's just QR code this. It's a course called Get Out of Your Bad Mood. How do you manage how you think and feel? Because any mood so those are in the back by the books. And then I have one last question for you before I go. And that is, how many people here believe in your heart and soul that you're a very good person? Say yes. Yes. So if a good friend of yours lent you a car, really nice car, BMW, Ferrari, Mercedes-Benz, and asked you to take care of that car as they went away for a while, how many people here would make the attempt to give them back their car in the same shape, if not better than what it was given to you? How many people would do it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the vehicle that your Creator gave you to transport your soul through your adventure through life. So when you're asked back for it, make sure it's in the same shape, if not better than what was given to you. And remember that all your dreams come true when you make the decision to make them come true. God bless, and thanks for having me today. Yes! Thank you. The legend! Thanks, man.
Actually, just gonna get Kurek to stay here for just a couple more minutes. Just take a seat, everybody. What I'd like to do is give Kurek a gift, and that is for us to share with him what we got out of that presentation, because there were so many awesome things in there, and I'm sure a lot of you were taking down notes, and so we're going to run 2 microphones around as quickly as possible. Look through your notes and share what's one idea that is going to stick with you moving forward as a result of that presentation, something he said, something you felt as a result of Kurek's presentation. So over there, we're going to run these around. Anyone that's got their hand up, just team, go around as fast as you can. And by the way, if you're online, you can type stuff into the chat. What was the biggest takeaway for you from that presentation? Type it into chat. Okay, go over here. Yep, thank you.
I like the skipping.
The skipping? Okay, beautiful, fantastic. And whoever's got their hand up, just run it around. Yes.
I was on the bike ride a few years ago, and one of the guys was sitting there, and he said to me, "How would love respond?" And it's the first time I heard it there, and it sounded a bit kooky, but I started doing it, and it actually just puts you in another state. So I love that.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Would you just head over here? Thank you. Yes.
In addition to that, it's linking your results to pleasure so that you want to do more.
Yeah, great. What we're going to do is we're going to do what we did last night with Empower You. Give them some love. 1, 2, 3, clap. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. All right, who's next? Over here. Yep, go for it.
You always get what you ask for, but it rarely comes in the package that you're expecting. I love that.
Yes. 1, 2, 3. There we go. What was the other one? Alan Dibb said, the truth will set you free, but at first it'll piss you off. Yeah. All right, over here. Thank you.
I really liked what the fuck.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, who else got a microphone over here? Thank you.
I love the Guardian at the gate, Napoleon Hill. Be careful of what you let in.
Guardian at the gate. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Over here.
Acknowledge everything you are doing approximately right.
Nice. 1, 2, 3.
Fantastic. You guys
Okay,
are
who else? Over here. Beautiful. Just keep it going. Yes.
Relax, breathe into it. Take it on.
Nice work. Over here.
Can you remind me what it was again about identity, behaviour, results?
Yes, it's your identity that becomes your behavior. No, the identity becomes your behaviors. Your behaviors are shown through your actions, and it's your actions that create your results. Actually, the first thing is beliefs. Your identity creates your beliefs, and then the beliefs become behaviors, behaviors become actions, and actions become your results.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. 1, 2, 3. In the middle. Yes.
Self-love is the key.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
1, 2, 3. Okay, who else? At the back. Thank you.
Ask yourself what's good about this or what's great about this.
Fantastic.
1, 2, 3. Okay, who else? Just to go, raise your hand up over here. And then, yep, go for
Life
it.
doesn't turn out the way it should, it turns out the way it does.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3. Over here.
I got a piece of glass in my foot. That was great. And just kidding. Acknowledge yourself. You're doing approximately right.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Who else has got a hand up? Just over here. Pass over there and right here. Thank you, Harry.
Let it go. I'm done.
1, 2, 3. Lovely. Over here.
Every issue goes back to self-love.
Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. I think is there another hand up right here? And we'll start over here first. Go for it.
The cure to help physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, just have sex.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Over here.
Motion creates emotion.
Motion creates emotion. Nice work. 1, 2, 3. In the middle. Thank you.
Fill your heart with gratitude.
1, 2, 3. Wow, so much in one presentation. This is fantastic. One more just at the front, and then we'll need to wrap things up. Thank you, team. Go for it.
I'm going to put something above my desk, and that is winners are willing to do what average people won't.
Nice work. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Kurek Ashley, big round of applause. Thank you. Amazing. Thanks again.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. And by the way, that was real glass, and you do not want to try that at home, okay? Just so you know. All right, nice work.